Imagine a machine that never sleeps, a digital fortress that consumes more energy than entire countries like Switzerland or Argentina. I bet you're wondering, but isn't that a waste? What's the point of burning all that electricity? The answer lies in protecting a treasure that's now worth trillions of dollars. To understand mining, we first need to solve a logic puzzle called the Byzantine Generals Problem. Imagine generals who have to attack an enemy stronghold, but they're far apart and can't talk to each other directly. To win, they all have to attack at the exact same moment. If anyone backs out, you lose the war. The problem is, how can you trust each other? And what if there's a traitor among you who sends false orders to sabotage the plan? In the digital world, the generals are computers, and the traitor is a hacker who wants to fake a transaction to spend the same Bitcoin twice. How do we get them to agree without a central leader? The solution is brilliant. We make it extremely expensive to lie. This is where proof of work comes into play. The computers that protect the network, called miners, compete with each other for the right to write a page in the ledger and declare this is the truth. To do so, they have to solve an extremely difficult mathematical problem. It's as if I told the generals, to send the order, you first have to solve a giant Sudoku that takes 10 minutes of intense calculations. If you're a trader and want to send a false order, you still have to solve the Sudoku. But while you're struggling, all the other honest generals are solving the Sudoku for the real order. There are more of them. They have more power. So they'll finish before you, and your false order will be discarded. So what are these computers that buzz day and night actually doing? They're not doing scientific calculations. They're playing a gigantic lottery. They take the transaction data, add a random number, and throw it all into a digital blender. Hash function. The goal is to find a result that starts with a certain number of zeros. It's extremely difficult. They try 200 trillion combinations per second. They try, fail, and try again until, bingo! A miner somewhere in the world finds the winning combination. At that moment, they shout to the whole network, I did the work, I spent the energy, here's the proof. The others check in a millisecond, validate the block, and the winner receives the newly created bitcoins as a reward. But the system is even smarter. It has a heartbeat. If tomorrow we all bought supercomputers, would we solve the puzzle in a second? No. The protocol has a self-defense mechanism called difficulty. The more computing power enters the network, the harder the puzzle gets. The more power leaves, the easier it becomes. The goal is to ensure that only one block is created every 10 minutes, always. It's a monetary policy carved in stone, not decided by a central banker. And this brings us to the crucial question. Why does this matter to you? What's the advantage of such an expensive system? The advantage is absolute certainty of value. In the old reality, central banks print money out of thin air with a click, creating inflation and devaluing your savings while you sleep. They're stealing your time. Mining, on the other hand, builds an impenetrable wall of energy. Using Bitcoin means owning the only asset in the world that no politician can devalue by printing more of it. To attack your money today, the infamous 51% attack, a hacker would have to spend billions of dollars on electricity every single hour. It would be economic suicide. Mining turns electricity into digital gold. It's your life insurance against inflation. But mining isn't the only way to reach consensus. There's a more modern alternative that doesn't use energy, but instead uses money itself as collateral: staking. We'll talk about it in the next video. Subscribe to the Unright Now and leave a like if you learned something new. See you soon. Bye.